What is this thing? I stopped my Nan from chucking it in a skip, here in the UK. Approximately 38 centimeters high, 29 centimeters wide, and 20 centimeters deep, or 15 by 11.5 by 8 inches. It says 1 cubic feet and George Glover and Company Limited, and it seems to be dated 1903. Does anyone know what it is? Is it worth anything, and what should I do with it? It's a dry gas meter. It was patented on July 2, 1929 by James Herbert Bingham for the George Glover and Company of Chelsea, London. It was an early household or industrial gas meter, used to measure the volume of coal gas being consumed, typically for lighting or heating. Inside were 2 or more flexible bellows or diaphragms arranged in chambers. These chambers alternately filled and emptied as gas passed through. As the diaphragms expanded and contracted, they moved levers connected to a crankshaft. This shaft turned gears that advanced a dial register on the face of the meter. The dials showed the total volume of gas consumed, usually in cubic feet. Customers and gas companies could read it just like a clock face. Do not throw it away. At least donate it to a museum, library, or school. It's really cool, in great condition, and probably worth a fair amount. I love this thing, but I have no idea what it is. I found it at a local Goodwill. It's about 12 inches long, 1.5 inches wide, and made of wood. Any help or insight is much appreciated. I'm pretty sure that's a mold for making Japanese wagashi sweets, probably mid-century or older. The 2 shapes with kanji have the characters reversed, so they would come out the right way round on the sweets. The kanji are osmanthus flower and origin of spring. I picked this up from a guy that said it might be a part for heavy equipment. I just would like to know what this piece is called and what it is used for. It's an antique John Deere crop lifter. It helps lift and guide crops into the cutting mechanism, especially when the crops are lodged or lying down. They are typically attached to the knife guards of the combine's cutter bar and feature a curved or angled section that gently lifts the crop stalks as the machine moves through the field. Crop lifters are crucial for minimizing grain loss and ensuring a clean cut, particularly in fields with uneven terrain or where crops have fallen over. What is this thing I found in the basement? It's made of metal, around 7.5 inches long and 4.5 inches wide. I'm thinking an old oil filter wrench maybe? Any idea what it would have been used for? It's a jar opener. It was patented on May 27, 1902 by James B. Irwin of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It was easy to use. Put the wire around the lid, squeeze the handle, and twist the opener to break the seal. What is this tool I found at a nursery in Vermont? The owner put a note that says, "If you can identify this tool, it is yours." Can anyone tell me what this is or what it's used for, please? It's a vintage tool to paint lines on either roads or sports fields, missing the handlebar. Here's a modern version. If you zoom into the void, you can see the brushes inside the V area. I can so see the pressed-on metal, which wraps and pinches the bristles to the brushes. Above the brushes is some sort of holding tank for paint. Can anyone identify the manufacturer and use of this thing? There are lots of suggestions already. The pulley is crowned, so it may have been flat belt operated also. It would be great to see some copies of the original advertising or manual. Thanks for any assistance. It's the Little Giant Air Compressor. Here it is from the company's 1910 catalog. It was manufactured by the Orange Machine and Manufacturing Company of Orange, New Jersey. This compressor was used for inflating and testing bicycle and automobile tires, starting gas engines, operating heating and brazing machines, pneumatic tools, sandblasting, and many experimental and other purposes where a first-class compressor is needed. It will compress 4 cubic feet of free air per minute at a speed of 150 revolutions. It can be erected in any position, being bolted to the floor or ceiling, sidewall, or pillar. What is this tool I found in an old house? Around 24 inches long, with the word Riga stamped on it. My initial thought was some sort of farm tool. Does anyone know for what this design is utilized? It's a stirrup pump, primarily used during World War II for combating incendiary bombs and small fires. The pump's base was placed in a bucket of water, and the operator used their foot on the stirrup-like bracket to hold it steady. The pump would then throw a jet or spray of water to extinguish small fires. Most department stores would have one or two with a bucket of sand and 2 or 3 buckets for water. And certain employees, most of them would be civil defense volunteers, were assigned to man it. It was patented on December 14, 1943 by Daniel Kelleher and Herman J. Trosch for the American Coach and Body Company of Cleveland, Ohio. What is this thing used as decor at an Airbnb? About 4 feet tall, and it looks to be some stretched out metal old spring with rope attached, but I can't figure out what its purpose would be. Do you have any ideas about it? These are screw pickets, used as supports for barbed wire defenses, and were introduced circa 1915 as a replacement for timber posts. Crown Iron Works Company in Minneapolis, Minnesota, made over 10 million of these screw post pickets for World War I, World War II, and the Cuban Missile Crisis. Groups of soldiers known as wiring parties went out at night into no man's land to position these supports. They later strung the barbed wire through the loops to form a defensive wire obstacle as a protection for their trench line. Today, screw pickets are used widely to temporarily picket dogs. They are also used to stabilize small trees, tent poles, and other objects that are intended to remain upright. Does anyone have any idea what this could possibly be? This was found in the attic of a farmhouse built in the 1870s. The original owner was a cattle farmer. On the metal end, it is stamped patented September 8, 1874. Thanks in advance for the help. It's the ratcheting teeth of an antique carpet stretcher. Here's a complete set I found online. And here's another one with an 1876 catalog. It was patented on September 8, 1874 by William H. Curtis of Buchanan, Michigan, and manufactured by the Excel Manufacturing Company of Chicago, Illinois. What is this machine I found at an old 1860s era homestead? I have no clue what it is. It looks like a jack of some kind, maybe an old bottle jack. Any ideas? Please tell us down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.